everyone. I'm here with Shel Delisle, and this is her brand new book. I mean, brand new, like hot off the presses book called Dolphin Girl. And we are so lucky to have her here today. She's going to tell us all about the book, and you cannot believe the stuff she did to research for this one. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So anyway, I want you to tell everyone, why did you write this book?
I think that I wrote this book. Well, let's say this.
Okay.
I wrote this book to get Jane, who is the main character of the book, out of my head.
Ah!
And Jane showed up one day, and this sounds really crazy. I know it sounds very.
I know, but I understand.
I know it sounds.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why people become writers, because they have very vivid imaginations. But
Yes.
Jane showed up and started telling me, I like this, I don't like this, I like this guy at school, and this is what I like about him. And the only way to get her out of my head was to actually tell her story. And it took me a very long time to write this book, and it went through several very different versions. I would say I began working on this book in 2004, 2005. So it went through several very, very different versions from where it ultimately ended up. But the one thing that really stayed consistent was Jane. Her personality, the way that she felt about her life, about the boy that she has a romance with, about her family situation, was constant. So.
Okay, and so then in terms of Jane, her main character, and Dolphin Girl, so what is it that Jane is looking for in this story?
Jane wants freedom.
We all do.
Like every teenager, we all do, and especially teenagers feel hemmed in by rules and family circumstances. They're not really a child anymore, and they're not quite yet an adult, and I think that yearning to be an adult or to be free or to make all of their own decisions is universal amongst teens. So Jane really wants that, and on top of that, she's an artistic character, so she maybe has a little bit more of that, and this is why she identifies with the dolphins. The dolphins seem to have the kind of freedom that she would like to have in her life. So she has a bit of a, I wouldn't even say a bit, she has a mom that is overly strict and overly rule-bound, and she is a student at a school that is overly structured in terms of the cliques and the social structure of...
Sort of like, if you're in this group, you can do this, and if you're in this group, you can do that, and you can't cross over.
You cannot cross over.
Okay.
Yeah, no crossing overs.
And so then in terms of Dolphin Girl, I happen to hear that you went and swam with the dolphins.
I did.
You want to tell about that?
It was great. I would say that if you think you would like to swim with the dolphins, if you even have an inkling that you'd like to do it, I would say go ahead and do it. I did it down in the Keys. I heard about a spot down in the Keys, and I chose to do it there over like SeaWorld or the Miami Seaquarium or one of those places where it's more of a pool that you're in. A place I went to was a place called Dolphins Plus down in the Keys, where you're swimming in actual seawater, and the dolphins are not wild, but it's more like swimming in the wild, and you have little fishes swimming around you and lobsters, and the water is ocean water, and you can't really see the bottom or anything like that. So
it was sort of a more authentic experience.
Yes, it definitely was. And it was great to, it's different than seeing dolphins in a show. They put out a very definite vibe, and I mean, that sounds a little strange too, but I think if somebody likes animals, you definitely know, like for people who are dog people, you definitely know what your dog is feeling. You know if your dog is feeling happy or sad or playful or whatever, and you can tell that with dolphins as well. They're very big, and it was just good to get to have the tactile experience, to know how big they are, what they feel like, what it feels like to be in the water with them, to have them pushing you around and moving you, and those
So
kinds
then
of
you
things.
were able to take those details and put it in the story for Jane.
There's a pivotal scene where she swims with the dolphins, and all of those details
Oh, excellent, excellent.
went in there. And in fact, in the one of the earliest versions, Jane swims at Dolphins Plus. And I had one literary agent that said to me, I love the dolphin swim, I wish it were in the wild. And I was like, oh, yeah, it needs to be in the wild. And so I went and rewrote that scene. But in rewriting that scene, I realized that there was a lot that I didn't know.
And so that was when you went to YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, so can you tell us about your experience of the dolphins and YouTube?
Well, I found this video. I don't even know. I think I got up in the middle of the night and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do about this scene. I don't know what it's going to look like now. And I just, went to YouTube and typed in dolphins. And one of the first videos that came up it's a very popular video. It's actually I think it's at SeaWorld. It's a couple dolphins that are blowing these bubble rings and they play with them. They bat them back and forth to each other, and then they'll chase the bubble ring, the bubble around the pool, and then they'll bite it and make a bunch of little bubbles. And it's just amazing, and it's set to beautiful music. So that was the first video that I saw. And then I typed in Dolphin Girl. And I actually found this one video. I had to watch a couple others first, but I actually found this one video of a teenage girl that's out swimming with wild dolphins, and she's going underwater, and you can hear the clicks that they make, and you can hear the creaking, and you can hear her exhaling the bubbles, and other than that, it's totally silent. It's like if anybody's done scuba, you know what that sense is of being underwater, that there's almost no sound. And so in the scene when Jane goes under with the dolphins, I was able to incorporate those details that I didn't have in the experience when I was at Dolphins Plus, because I had the life preserver on and everything was from here up. So.
Yeah, that's so cool. Because one thing we've spoken about this year is author's purpose, and what do you think the author was thinking when they were writing the book? And so it's just so great to have you here to get all that, because I think we look at here's all our fiction books, and it's like every author who creates something, there's something that makes them think, that's the book I want to write, and then it's like they can't just all be in your head. It's like real life, and so you were able to really do that. So thank you so much for coming. This book is going to be in our collection, so it's going to be available for you to check out and read. It is also available on as an ebook.
It's available. It's for sale at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Smashwords is an ebook, and the paper book is for sale at Amazon.
Okay, so other than the book that we have, and those of you who have e-readers, you can order it online, Amazon. You can order a paper copy. For those of you who love the feel of the book. And again, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.